All right, we can start. Hi everyone. Thank you for coming to today's Discovery Lab. This is the Global Expansion Playbook. My name is Jonathan Fink. I'm a Global Client Success Director here at CJ out of our Munich office. I've been with CJ 7 years. I've traveled a couple different offices, the Boston office, New York, and now Munich. And I specialize in bringing advertisers and publishers global into multiple markets. Oh, we have amazing. Today's agenda, what we'll go through is the target marketer, who is, let's say, our prospect for going global, what that person needs to do as a due diligence check when you've made that decision to go global, discussing world-class strategies that help you scale your program across the world, then talk about how this is the year to go global, and wrap it up with Q&A and a bit of take-home information. So have your phones ready. We'll have a QR code to be able to scan and give you some information. That being said, we are going global. Affiliates here are already there. I took a 12-hour flight with 9-hour jet lag across the globe, which is just to say, are you ready? Because we're going global. And you're here today because you already see this in your programs. You see non-domestic traffic in your insights reporting. Maybe you see some Canadian, for my US advertisers, some Canadian customers. You want to scale this for my Europeans. Maybe you see Germany and France and the UK, and you say, I might be a German-based advertiser, but how do I talk to my French potential customers? You see this and you want to scale it. And you are ready to leverage, of course, pay for performance marketing. That's how we all started. This is how this whole thing does. CPA-based, scalable global growth. What you won't see are intangible recommendations. I'm going to walk you through things that are available to you in your existing CJ integration and your existing CJ tools that help you identify, measure, and scale these opportunities. So that brings us to doing your due diligence. The Global Expansion Playbook is distilled into 3 pillars: a technical excellence pillar, a measurement pillar, and a global local personalization approach. How we go through this technical setup in advance to help both advertisers and publishers set the groundwork to make sure that you can measure by country, by audience in your respective markets, languages, and cultures. And then how you start global with things that have existing frameworks and infrastructure you already have on the ground before then localizing into something that might have more niche costs that ultimately reward a very targeted customer type. Diving right into it, this is the less shiny objects but necessary tech setups. Our first step today is cross-account correlation. This is a tool at CJ available with your integration today. You have to have a pixel, which anyone launched in the last 2 to 3 years, your integration's already covered. Your first step to your global approach is cross-account correlation, which allows for enterprise-level attribution across the globe. So if you have a French site, a German site, an en.us or en-us or an fr.ca experience, and maybe you have publishers in Italy, but not in France, or you're based in the US and you want to recognize traffic that's coming from other countries, your setup with cross-account correlation controls attribution at this global level and allows for data deduping. This really helps your publisher partners and ultimately really provides an incentive for them to work with you. They know that no matter the place, they will be commissioned for the order wherever that customer is across the world. And ultimately delivers reporting clarity. As you can see here, it's available in your Insights transaction reporting in your CJ account manager. You simply go in there and download a commission detail report with your cross-account correlation flagged. How do we also develop additional technical excellence? We're here today in Santa Barbara. Anyone who lives anywhere long enough kind of knows at some point you start living in a bubble. You're usually mostly in Santa Barbara. You're usually at the same coffee shop at the same Hilton Santa Barbara, and you're paying in dollars. You're just kind of living your everyday life. I wouldn't expect anyone to be trying to pay here in pounds or euros, and that means paying everyone everywhere seamlessly. With your existing CJ integration, you simply go and set your network profile. Oh, I do have a video that may or may not work. Doesn't appear to be so. Anyway, regardless, your network account profile, if you go into your account manager and then you select network profile, in your network profile, you can broadcast to your publishers what currencies you can pay in, what serviceable areas you have, and you can also leverage branded sign-up pages, which is a brand new tool, which you can translate into different languages to let people know for your affiliate programs that you speak German, you speak English, you speak French, you pay in euros, you pay in pounds, you pay in dollars. This is just letting people be accustomed to what they know in their home countries, and is a really easy technical setup to, again, lay that technical excellence when you've decided to go global. Now, switching to measurement, once we have our technical excellence in place, how do we start to actually see which countries are, and this appears to also not work, so I don't have videos, but I do have my voice. How do you go ahead and measure those country level insights? You go into your insights dashboard, you go into reports, you go into your program overview. You have all of your gauges and insights with all of your revenue, your commissions, your clicks, your conversion rates, etc. You expand those, and you go in and you click countries and regions. And you're able to see at the revenue level which countries, if you're US focused, maybe 90% of your revenue comes from the US, but you can also today measure that maybe some of that revenue comes from Canada and the Netherlands and Mexico. We can all agree that affiliate marketing is the home for pay-for-performance marketing, and measuring how this strategy unfolds is a core tenet of the Global Expansion Playbook. What I would like to highlight, which is very exciting, is that this is also IP-based. So when we are looking, and you as marketers are building cases to go global because you have this existing audience that you'd like to scale, customers whose Wi-Fi routers are in these countries are ultimately measuring this country level reporting. So you can say, truly, like, this person made that purchase in Paris, this person made that purchase in Munich. On the scalable aspect of this measurement, we also have our partner discovery tool. You go into your CJ account managers, partners, and then the recruit partners drop-down tab. You can search any keyword, anyone, if you have a particular type of search intent. Maybe you also do SEO. You can use those search keywords to also match back to publishers in our partner discovery tool and filter by type, location, and country. All matches that come to these search results on the country level, filterable by commissions, filterable by vertical type, have additional details down to the country level that you can simply click on top matching properties. And it's actually very cool. You can see and navigate across the globe very visually which countries are the highest returning customer audience. And this is with our SimilarWeb integration. Websites that have traffic are integrated into our partner discovery tool, and then segmented by country to identify if you have a Canadian audience you'd like to scale as a US advertiser, how to bring that into an even larger percentage of your affiliate program. Now, our global local personalization. Again, for the target marketer here, I'd like to reiterate, you are familiar with a product feed. Product feeds are very critical for a personalized approach to global affiliate marketing. But what you can do very easily with CJ is simply duplicate your existing feeds. And we've made it 12 minutes, and I would like to first use the word AI. With AI, you are very easily able to duplicate your product feeds in multiple languages. With your existing English language product feed, my recommendation to you all is to start with an English language product feed. That's where we're going to have the most overlap. Think about your synergies for your countries. English is spoken by over 300 million native language speakers across the world, across 26 countries where it's the official language. Start with languages that have many countries that you can scale your approach with and duplicate it. Because once you have it in CJ, you go again to the feeds page of your account manager and simply duplicate the data and take 4 columns: ID, title, description, and price. Put it into Gemini, put it into Copilot, translate it into that target country, let's say Spanish, who has 450 million native speakers, official language in 27 countries, and duplicate it and put it into your CJ account so that you can then start talking to publishers whose target audience are Spanish speakers who have an interest in fast fashion, who have an interest in travel experiences in Cozumel. This is a very easy way, and for this personalization aspect, we start with the duplication of your feeds into the language of these localized countries. And then publishers, how we get those links, you can use our deep link generator. You can go into our account manager and filter for specific language customized product SKUs. You can use our links. You can also use our brand new Chrome browser experience and simply go on an advertiser's website who has translated information in French, in Spanish, if they have that CA-FR site for Canadian French speakers, while also being an English-based advertiser. You can use our Chrome browser extension and simply create the tracking link from Chrome as a button in your browser experience. This is, again, a great way when you're using segmented linking down to the country level to talk to audiences where they are, what they know, in the language that they're most comfortable in. Now, we have laid down the pillars of the global expansion playbook, and now we will talk about world-class strategies from advertisers that have established this, come to us, and scaled it in a level that brings them revenue from across the world. In this case study, we have a US retailer which scaled to millions of euros in Europe this year with CSS publishers. For context, maybe some of you are familiar with what's called product listed advertising. This retailer had a very successful program on the Bing browser experience in the United States market that worked very well to introduce their products to customers that are new to them. They're very easily able to put that sock or that pair of shoes or whatever it may be in the retail vertical into a mix of brands where the customer is searching and has a particular idea in their mind. This vertical worked very well for them in the United States market, and given the economic instability in the US, they wanted to see how they diversify across the world. The strategy here was to duplicate that with something that they know in Europe, which is what is called comparison site shopping. This is Google's European approach to product listed advertising in the European Union, as well as the UK, that works, again, very well for brands who want to use a product discovery model for ultimately talking to their end customer. What's great about going global and scaling this in this way is that we have publishers that specify by market in these types of strategies. In this example, we measured by country and selected one publisher by market that really speaks to the audience in a very customized way. Redbrain in the United Kingdom, AdStrong in Germany, and Shopperise in Denmark, out of all places. It was successful, and you wouldn't think Denmark would be something possibly for your affiliate program. What we did is specifically specialized in Northern European countries whose browsing language is already most of the time English, so that we really kept the infrastructure investment low with an existing English language shopping feed. And then we're able to very clearly segment by keeping bid competition separate by keeping it country specific. The results were €1 million in revenue just in H1 2025. Totally replicating a strategy from home that works very well in the US with very close cousins in the international markets that work well for the product discovery of this advertiser, with a very measurable result because we just could see anything coming from Denmark was from the publisher whose vertical was working well in the US. Anything from Germany and the UK, very easily segmentable by the existing publisher relationship in the comparison site shopping model. So our key takeaway from this example is when you decide to go global and you want to scale what you already see in your affiliate program is to start small. Take one publisher, 2, 3 publishers, and focus on what works domestically. Take a global local approach, use your globalized strategy that is already known and well for you from your domestic market. Find those partners that already do that in those countries, since we have 167,000 publishers that are revenue active in the CJ network. And then once that works, localize with additional publishers. That brings us to why now, 2025? Why this year? Why is it the year to go global? We'll say it again, AI. We have Gemini, Copilot. We have multiple tools at our disposals that have really lowered the barrier to entry for global affiliate marketing, where we would need to previously really make sure we had someone that spoke native French, native German, American English versus British English, Mandarin Chinese. Our AI tools have really helped us translate those barriers and get your product's message into these markets in a way that makes sense to the customer and ultimately give you revenue. This is also being seen in the adoption of AI in other publisher verticals. It's proliferating in the influencer space. It's proliferating in the content and videos that are created in this vertical, and really just is making it ever easier to just test this in a channel that is ultimately pay for performance. If you don't make the sale, you don't pay commission. Very enticing in general, and why we as affiliate marketers are here today. Market opportunities in general, when we think about a blue ocean strategy, any country that is not your domestic market is brand new. Growth rate looks really good when you're finally leaving the US and going into Canada, when you're finally leaving the UK and expanding into continental Europe. New countries is endless opportunity for your affiliate marketing channel, and ultimately with this playbook highly measurable and at very low upfront infrastructure investment for your now global affiliate marketing program. And to reiterate, it is the pay for performance advantage. It's perfect. You only pay for what is driven. You have zero upfront costs, and you leverage what you have already built. We're just simply adding to what is already existing. And you are, of course, as always, in the CPA-based commission model. Again, talking about those global local publisher partnerships, we always want to work with players when we're starting at step one who have that global focus. Maybe you know, as a US advertiser, that Top Cashback is one of your premier loyalty publishers, but you may not know that they're actually based out of the United Kingdom and run very established UK and China market models that you can expand to very easily based on the contacts and relationships built with what you have in the US. Rakuten Rewards, I think, is very familiar to the American audience, but you may not know that the company is originally based out of Japan and has very established segmented websites in also Korea, Canada, and France. And outside of the loyalty vertical, we also have global content houses that have the same strategy to pair with and can translate your brand message in a way that makes sense to their readers, like with Future Publishing, Marie Claire. Marie Claire is very famous in the US, but also in the UK, and has very established presence as well in France. And Condé Nast, the global fashion juggernaut, we know that they have the huge, nice office at the One World Trade Center in Manhattan, but they are across the globe, and they also are across the globe in affiliate and are an excellent partner to then ultimately take your message, translate it, but also translate it culturally in a way that that reader and end customer will understand in a pay-for-performance model. And this is just to say, if you're sitting here and you're saying, oh, Jonathan, that's all great. I know you said it was easy, but you still find it overwhelming. I know everyone is expected to do a lot in their jobs. Go global with us. Come talk to me. Come talk to my team. We have 25 years of experience. We have 17 global hubs. We have 167,000 revenue active publishers. And I'm happy to say, having worked on both sides of the business in the US and Europe, we have just as much expertise and presence in the US as we do also across Europe. And global partners everywhere. So if you feel like you need some help, I'm here for you. And if you're interested in learning more, and you also want to digest this a bit, go ahead and scan the QR code. You have a cheat sheet for you here that gives you your checklist that goes through the global pillars, that goes through some of the technical nuances that you need based on what we've talked about today. Complete your due diligence analysis, set up those country level goals, what you want to kind of accomplish once you decide to go global outside of the domestic market. Start with that global local synergy. Think about what makes sense for you today. What is your end customer? That person exists in other countries. You just have to talk to them in maybe French. And then, of course, scale with us. Send us an email, send me an email, digest it, take some time, and thank you. My name is Jonathan again, and I appreciate being here with you today. And last but not least, leave us a review. Your review matters. I think you've seen this at all Discovery Labs and also all of the main stage sessions. Another QR code for you. We love positive reviews. We also love constructive feedback. Leave us a review, and we hope you enjoy your CJU. Thank you.